Hello and welcome everyone to part 31 of the Empire Total War Darthmod Great Britain Let's Play. We continue straight where we left it off. We're about to retake Calcutta, hopefully. Up against 5,000 versus my force of just under 2,000. Let's see how it goes. The East India Company deployed troops versus the Mughal Empire rabble. I should also note that this will be the final part of the Empire Total War series until October. My channel is going completely Rome 2 from now on. Now, some of you are going to be thinking, well, there's a Genoa part still to come. Unfortunately, I've tried 3 or 4 times, both this morning and this evening, to try and record a Genoa part, and it is crashing at several battles and on the campaign map. And I just don't have the time before Rome 2 releases to get this sorted. If I can, in the next week, I will get you guys one more part of the Genoa Let's Play. But for now, I can't deliver another Genoan part, which is very annoying because I can't complete the set. I can't give you guys one more glimpse into how that series is going. But yeah, I don't know what's crashing it, and just right now I really don't have the time to sort it out. So unfortunately, that has to sort of wait for a moment till I get a chance. Also, a lot of you asking me about the buyer's guides. They were meant to go out while I was away on holiday. They were scheduled to go away. While I was away on holiday, but my internet in France cut out pretty much on the second day I was there, so I wasn't able to make or record any buyer's guides, which is what I'd planned to do, and I just haven't had time since. A heroic death! Oh my god, they just sniped out my general. Great, fantastic. So I haven't had time to do those buyer's guides, but they will come in the next few days. I will be doing them. I think it may even help that I'm kind of waiting a little bit to see how Rome 2 actually fully performs on my current PC, because that means I can better, hopefully give advice to you guys. So I'm now just looking at the enemy. They are coming towards me, and I'd rather it be that way, them setting up toward me. Thankfully, a lot of their shots from these mortars they've deployed right behind the town hall. Thank you for very pointless, stupid deployment there. The rest of them are forming up over on the right. They're slowly marching toward me, so I am just going to hold the line for now. I'm going to fast forward, let them come to me. They're just trying to hit my general right now, so I'm just going to pull him back. He's dead anyway. He's over here somewhere, dead on the ground. There he is, in fact. We can see him right here. He dead. So they're pushing a lot of troops over on that left flank. So let's now click play. Back to play mode and bring them up. I might even try and get these guys on the wall. But to be honest, I've never really seen a huge benefit from going on the wall from going on the wall than just keeping my guys out and using fire by rank. I much prefer the power that fire by rank delivers. Much as I would like to walk right now, I do need to run to hit these armed populace back. We'll be using my general as just a cavalry unit now, because that's all good he is. I don't need to worry about killing my own general. He seems to have glitched a little bit. There we go. I can actually move him now. I'm sure there is probably, it is probably better to put them on the wall, but I just like the idea of fire by rank, especially up against these hordes, to try and slow them down almost. So we're going to try that. British Grenadiers playing on the drums, and hopefully everyone should start firing very shortly. Get my general's bodyguard to charge in against this armed populace unit straight away, and the firing begins. First ranks, second ranks, all across the line firing. About to charge in my general's bodyguard against the armed populace. Let that charge take full effect. And run out and through, running away if we can. Just turn and recharge. We've taken down 40 of them so far nearly. Trying to get those guys out through the rabble is proving more difficult. I'm going to run away with the general's bodyguard though. Expendable cavalry now, just to try and disrupt the enemy advance, which is fine. How are the rest of them faring? The rest of the enemy isn't actually moving up in the towards my men that much. So in fact, I'm going to pull these guys over to the left in a defensive sort of formation, just so they're near my other units should I need to use them. And we've been hit by mortars with my general's bodyguard. They are definitely out of the battle. We've done a lot. They've done a lot of damage to their own troops too, which is good. My men not taking too many losses. I'm not sure if they can actually hit the enemy on this steep hill, but it looks like they can. Pushing back several units so far, and I just need to, you know, make all these guys rout, because then I take Kolkata and I claim a region, a very valuable region, back. But my general's out of it. Cavalry uses of him are down for the count. So these guys, they're firing in. I'm going to let them do one more volley, and then we're going to try and reposition them round to the left on top of the hill. These guys need turning around very quickly. These two units pushing forward. These guys, it looks like, yeah, they're just charging toward my men. So they're not going to get a chance to fire off their muskets. We're going to have to just charge in here. In fact, I'm not going to get a chance to move with many of these guys now. They're going to have to try and hopefully get another few volleys off as they run through the smoke, wielding their swords, because into my lines they crash. I'm going to have to hope, so at this point I have to hope that I can push them back. Should be able to. Actually getting my troops to commit in melee mode and hit back, strike back, because they should be able to defeat armed citizenry reasonably well. These guys was hoping I'd get one more volley off. I need that. Yeah, they're going to get one more volley off, which is good at least. Possibly even a second rank volley too. No. But we can now engage them in melee, which should hopefully finish them. Holding off against the rest of them. Hopefully push them back. Over here we've got two units engaging with them, but it looks like they're the mortars. Engage with the rest of them, hoping my units will hold along the line. If not, I'm going to have to bring some more forces up along here soon, but I'm hoping I can break these guys. Starting to waver, because I need my guys now to be able to fire on the rest of them and break them. This unit here, randomly wavering. Not sure whether they've managed to break my troops here. They've hit me with overwhelming numbers. A few volleys and that was it. Quite disappointing of that unit on that flank. Could form up defensively, but again, once they get over the defenses, and this is what the units do, they don't, because they're melee-based units, they're not gonna, wait for the firefight. They're just gonna charge on in. Broken the mortars, which is great, but the armed populace is kind of what I'm more concerned about. They are shredding my units to bits, and these guys are surrounded quite heavily. Not sure they're going to get out of it. Not sure these guys are going to get out of it along the line, to be honest. My guys are starting routing. They've started to break. Damn, I kind of had better hopes for this, but to be fair, with just 6 units of infantry, my general taken out rather early on by their mortars. Not really too much hope there, I guess. So we'll have to regroup and send another force in to take Kolkata. I'd hope that would go well, if I'm honest. I'd be able to gain the upper hand with that force. Not much I feel I could do there. I'd say kind of pointless going on the defensive on the walls, because I'm not up against a missile-based, or mainly a missile-based army. I'm up against a melee force, melee mobs. And they're just going to jump over those walls anyway, no matter what I did. Probably shouldn't have split my guys. It's redeployment of that caused a few problems. Didn't know which way the AO was going to come. So anyway, lesson learned there. So let's see. We've got, supposedly my men have survived, or rather 671 of them have. We did kill 1,728, which is okay. And we're pulling back to our ship, so we're going to have to recruit a new force at Ceylon and send them forward. And we're going to be hit here, and you know what? I would try and kill these guys, but I really doubt there's much chance we can hold these guys back. Just their sheer numbers. So I'm going to auto resolve gonna let the defeat happen, and you know those few units wandering around. We'll bring up a new force from Ceylon. I've got the money coming in each turn so that I can hold them. And again, we're playing defensive right now, so you know that was quite an aggressive move. Probably too early. Should have waited for a few more units. And I've got the opportunity to intercept here, but the reinforcements are, you know, they're crazy amount. The Marathons are sending in, well, yeah, a small troop, but it's the reinforcements that are going to get me, and I'm not ready to commit to that yet. So I will let that army, you know, build up there. I will either push out against one of them or, you know, hold my ground. I'm ready to hold my ground. The king has died. Dear. Not really a heroic gesture for my general. He got taken out straight away. George the First, a new king for the country, and he's pretty darn good actually in terms of management. He's +4 to diplomatic relations. We've got some good chaps around the world. See if we can kick this guy and get a better chap here. His management's cancelled out there. Right, so let's look at the forces available to us and what we have where. Large force with one of my best generals, who's aging a bit, at Hyderabad. Calcutta was meant to be, you know, the definitive point, turning point here, but my forces weren't able to do anything. So we're just going to raid the Mughal forces. It's because they have such a high number of reinforcements that they get from the city. So we're going to have to build up some new guys. Not bothering with sepoys. I know a few of you sort of saying go for sepoys. You know, they're pretty decent troops, but I prefer to, you know, go for the East India Company when I can. The accuracy is important. I'll bring some cannons next time as well. Push along with that. Right. So diplomacy-wise, we are allied with Marathans and we're all the Mughals. The rest of the world can very quietly, you know, do their own thing, as long as they don't bother me. With this army that I'm bringing down, slowly we'll be heading towards India at some point. It's just going to claim these rebel regions and hopefully gain some veterancy and experience in the process. Surrender accepted. Gain that region, and now they're gonna want to fight for this because it's all they've got left. But these will help add to our income. They're pretty prosperous regions, as you can see. The amount of income coming in is quite high. And you know, they're not even too pissed that we've suddenly moved in here. So if I take all my troops out, in fact, they could almost survive there. I reckon they probably could survive after next turn, or one turn once I've repaired the various places that I've destroyed. Because they've got a gold mine here as well. It has a lot of region wealth. I'm just looking for where my other army or my other ship is. So I'm just going to go to the, where is it, the old lists, the armies list. Where is my army? Soldiers. There's one up here, there's one here. London, there's one here. Ah, here we go. Here's the other force. This is the one I was looking for. And we're just going to send you. We're going to send you straight to India. Off you go to India. And we'll replenish you once we get there. But you know, the added troops will probably use you go straight to. Add a few troops in from Ceylon and take Calcutta back. Because once this army's done here, we're going to be sending them off to Calcutta too. We can replenish all these guys now. And we'll take out the Windward Islands when we choose. But the pirates can't go from there anytime soon with my fleet blockading them. So that's all we need to do in the Americas. Let's head on over to London, where we have built up a force. A reasonable sized force now. And you know, that's was to stop the rebellion, or the revolution rather, and we're all good now, we're all fine. But we can continue building up troops here when we get a chance. Building Highlanders up in Scotland, I think. Yep, one more turn to them. I'll send them to India if I get the chance, with a few of these guys too. But all I need to do this turn, just checking what I'm researching. Oxford. Yeah, that's fine. Let's end the turn there, see the end turn phase through, and then hopefully we can get some more action in India. So France may well be sending some troops through to India, through the Straits of Madagascar. We'll see. Don't like what they're doing. I don't like it. To be fair, at least when I was at war with them, I knew roughly what they were doing. They were coming to attack me in America. Right now, don't really know what they're planning on doing. Okay, for some reason the recording decided to have a little stop-start there, but anyway, we are continuing through the end turn phase. Just watching what Austria are up to. Not quite sure what's going on. I'm not having great luck at the moment recording these final parts. Let's. I only need to record this final part, and then I can stop till October, and then it's Rome 2 time. But they don't want to. Maybe it's because they know that they're not going to be played again for a while. Maybe they're just sort of going, no, keep playing us. I would if I had all the time in the world, but I don't. And it's gone again, the little icon. Oh, it's coming back though. Maybe it does keep recording fine. I honestly don't know. Okay, so what's this? Ottoman Empire. They want me to give the Leeward Islands, which is that one up there. They will give me a lot of technology for it. Counter offer, no Leeward Islands. For some of their technology, what do I want? I'll have the sextant and naval facilities. Sorry dudes, Ottomans, I'm not prepared to give away the Leeward Islands to you there. I don't want you to have a power base there just yet. And they get me some trade. So, kind of not in my best interest, if I'm honest. Maratha Confederacy moving the troops around. Looks like I'm kind of hoping they're going to bring some of all these small little units around together and form an army, but really don't understand the AI's kind of logic for that. So interesting indeed. Putting some troops together. I'm just kind of hoping that these large armies would be hitting back at the Mughal Empire right now, which they're not doing as much as I'd like. That army is, which is good. Maybe I spoke too soon. Kind of also hope that they might help clear up some of the Mughal Empire troops that have kind of crossed into my lands now, because I'm essentially on the front line protecting the Marathans, or the Mughals. I'm protecting the Marathans. Okay, so what have we got? They're attacking with 1,000, and they have reinforcements of 6,000. It's going to be a large, big old battle. Nice one to finish it off, and they have definitely attacked me. So here we go. We've got to try and hold them here, kill as many as possible, and this should stop a major Mughal attack. I can't pull out of this. I need to hold on to this territory, so death or glory. So in total they have around about 7,000 men facing off against probably around about 4,000 or 5,000 that I have. There's a few of the Marathan troops around, plus my own troops, which total towards 4,000, I think, if I read the information correctly. So, here we are. We've got enough fort as well. Really hate fort battles to try and defend from. We just don't find them that easy to come out from. The Marathans are going to be here, I think. I'd much rather fight on, open ground. So we're going to do the usual formation of 2 groupings, and I'm going to deploy outside the fort. Now some people might say that's suicidal, but I would much rather do this, fight on open ground, than try and fight in the fort, because they don't have fire by rank, and it's severely limits I think, their potential firepower of infantry. I don't know where they're coming from, so I'm going to deploy, and there's a lot of them. So I'm going to deploy around like so, and if I have to, I'll move around. But right now, those are pretty good formations. I'm going to keep the militia as a group of units in the town square that I leave behind. Mortars can form up in here as well. And we'll have a unit of cannon. I'm not sure how useful cannon's going to be, actually, on this, but we will see. A unit of cannons here. In between the troops. I'm really hoping they attack from one of these angles now. Otherwise it's going to be a pain to redeploy all these guys quickly. Let's at least group these guys together in a group 4, and then cavalry. I'm going to have them all grouped together. One big grouping over here. And I'm going to keep my general in the town square. So start. The enemy deploys behind us. Great. In the one place where I don't have anything at all. Enemies incoming from over here. One grouping. Absolutely fantastic. So we're going to pull these guys around. Keep the cannons on their far side. That'll do. These guys are going to have to turn around and face the threat that's incoming. These cannons, I'm going to have to limber them up, bring them around. Cavalry, though, I can use them, hopefully, to, hit down the native lancers quite a bit. That's what I'm hoping. Going to run them around into position. Allied general killed. Great. I'm going to try and hit their cavalry with as much as my cav as possible. And it seems like we've been able to do it just as my infantry come into the scene. And over here we've got Zamindari horsemen, which I'm going to deploy my cav against as well. We've been hit by enemy cavalry over here. I'm going to try and form square and save my... I mean, there's just so much going on now. Utter chaos, really. One time I need my troops to run. Alright, these cannons have been limbered up, so I'm going to bring them up like so. That's where some of the enemy forces kind of come to face me. They're bringing in their cavalry and as many of their troops as they can. I've got camels incoming, forming square with as many troops as I can. All over the place squares, but better than not having them in square at all. We've killed an enemy general somewhere, not sure which one has managed to do that, but it's worked. Got the kill. This is just a mess of troop. And we've got pikemen attacking my cavalry, so I'm going to try and pull my cavalry out of the way. Flank round with these guys. A lot of these guys routing, which is good. I'm seeing a lot of white, white routing marks. Mughal, Maratha Confederacy being quite useless, if I'm honest. So I have to pull these guys around. Even further, so that they pick up a few of the enemy. And we're going to go towards their Hindu musketeers with a charge here. Now all these squares really need to, not giving so much overlap, pull out round like so. run them into position. We should be able to break these camel gunners, which have dismounted for some reason. Cavalry chasing them. We're going to go after the musketeers over here. Cannon, what are you doing firing the wrong way? I think you've actually made a hole. Yes, you have. Yes, you've destroyed the whole wall. Great. These cannon are about to be in place. Actually, I can unlimber them and use them properly. These cannon, limbering them up so I can move them into a better position though. Cavalry have done well here. I'm going to pull them back. Trying to manage all this is quite chaotic, not going to lie. Pull out with the cavalry over here, losing a lot of them. I need to keep them to do more damage later on. Bring these guys away so we can bring the Islamic swordsmen towards my main line of infantry. I'm going to bring the cannons up here so they can fire on things like the camel nomads which are approaching. Right, these guys, they can unlimber, they're in position, they can fire on the reinforcements as they come into the battle zone. With the full force of my cavalry, I'm going to hit these Islamic swordsmen. I know they're tired because I'm running them everywhere, but for now I'm kind of cool with that. And they're charging the Islamic swordsmen. I'm hoping to break them. I need another volley soon. There we go. That's broken them. We'll start pushing them back. Camel gunners. Also hoping they're going to get a volley in the face any moment. Yes, they are smashing stuff. And that should see them off. Cannons firing all across the place. The cavalry charge here has utterly broken the Mughal troops. I'm going to chase after them with the cavalry. No, I've probably taken horrific losses with them. In fact, I can see I've taken horrific losses with the cavalry so far, but we are doing a lot of damage to the Mughal Empire right now and its forces. They are taking a lot of damage. All across the line, my lines are now holding. I finally got into the position I wanted to be in. And I have just enough cavalry, to do that. Those charges into the enemy to break them, make them waver, and push them back. So I'm going to pull the cavalry back in behind my troops because they're going to be useful for sallying out and, breaking weaker troops when I need to. These guys here, just 2 ranks deep. Hoping they will break what remains of the Islamic swordsman. The other unit now firing as it's come into their arc of fire path, and they are broken and fleeing. Camel gunners also getting rather annihilated. I'm hoping my cannons will have something to do with that. Any moment when they start firing. No, they're firing way up over here. They're going for the enemy cannons themselves and mortars that they're bringing up. Good target, wavering them already. I'll have to bring my cavalry over there. I'm going to have to go after the musketeers with them, that's for sure. One unit of my cavalry has already been shattered and broken because they're about to flank me. Going to hit them with all my cavalry might though. And pull these guys into 3 ranks deep. Cavalry's going in. Plenty of damage there, which is awesome. Cannons over on this flank. I'm going to get them firing right at the musketeers. And a few of these, in fact 2 of these units, I'm going to push forward ever so slightly. And with these guys, I'm actually going to start bringing them around just a smidge. Get a little bit of flanking fire on the enemy. We've broken them here. Cavalry I'm going to send up towards the woods and then bring them back. Gurkhas can come at me if they wish, but they will be killed. Plenty of ammo still being available. Charge into the back of these musketeers now with my cav. Very tired, I know, because I'm just running them everywhere. I'm going to bring this unit round and actually use it on this flank now, on this grouping, because they have overstretched me on that side and I don't want to be caught out too much more. Gurkhas push back, spinning back round to check these guys out. The advance of the musketeers has been pushed back, it's been stopped, and we're getting I think the final units coming in now. We've got some mortars waiting to come in. I'll sally out with what remains of our cav soon. Oh, that's the camel gunners' camels that they decided not to use in the end. And my cavalry, or rather, oh damn, we've only got one cavalry unit left. The others all broke before the end. So I'm going to send this final unit of cavalry on a mission to finish off these mortars, because I think we've seen off most of the enemy forces from this side. That's where they really did send a lot to push against us. Bar these guys over here. Majority now looks like they're coming towards my lines here, which is fine. Deal with that very nicely. Again, looks like they've got more mortars as reinforcements, but the main bulk of their infantry, I think in fact all their infantry has now entered the fray. Bring these units round really to just encircle and destroy the enemy. Push forward this unit here to engage with the musketeers. And I'm going to push forward with these 2 units of musketeers here just to make sure these guys definitely go home. My cavalry has reached its target. The mortars are about to die. Very painful death. Slicing and dicing their way across. General's bodyguard's fine along with his reinforcements, and the Maratha Confederacy has just hid inside my fort. Cheers Marathans for helping me out there. These guys I'm actually going to bring around a little bit just to really hold the enemy and make sure I can fire on them from as many angles as possible. Maximise damage. Bringing my unit sideways here to fire on this unit of musketeers. And my cannons are just tracking this unit around as it progresses. Final cav units now bringing down the last of the mortar crews. And we've got Mughal Empire flags pulling out across the battle map. So I thought these guys at very much point blank range. I'm going to form up and hopefully give a ruddy good volley. The Mughal Empire does have fire by rank now, but now they're going to meet my fire by rank, and we're going to see who can hold. We're both wavering. Mine are now confident, and we've in fact broken them, which is going to give my guys even more killing power. We've broken the enemy there. Now about to destroy this unit as well between 2 of my units. We've got the last few units descending down from the hill to attack me now. I'm going to send my general out now against these mortars. Carefully, though. Carefully bring my general out. I don't want a repeat of the previous battle where I instantly lost my general. So I'm going to push up with these guys. Oh, we've got... those look like rockets. Oh no, it's like quicklime. Precision stuff. Horrible stuff. Pushing forward now with all the infantry though. Maximum damage firepower onto the Mughal troops. We've annihilated them all down in the south. Bar these mortars which seem to refuse to die. Seeing these guys away for good now. Check on my general that he's making it out alright. Going to form up on this in this forest before I push on. The rest of my guys climbing up the hill, just about to open fire now on this unit of musketeers. After they reload, of course. And there we go, victory claimed there on that side with the horsemen. My cav units and the remainder of my East India Company troops on that side. Can bring them round now. All across the lines. Thick smoke as they annihilate the Mughal troops. I'm pushing up with as many of them as many of my troops as I can. General's bodyguard assembled, and I can now sneak up this hill to finish off that final mortar group. Very tired, all my men seem to be, but that's fine. I can afford, as I said, I have been able to afford to run them. I needed to move them quickly, so they had to run, I'm afraid. Here I guess I could walk them up, but I might as well run them in these final stages. I'm just pushing up to hit this foot artillery piece. Which I think from the angle of my approach, my general should be able to do pretty easily, in fact. Just this unit here now that stands against me. These mortars are going to die very shortly. I'm going to get my cannons to cease fire because could be some danger close. Oh, those cannons tried to bring down my general. My general's going to pay them back for that. Thankfully, my actual general didn't die, just a few of his loyal bodyguard. In they charge, defeating the cannon crew, and these mortar crews are about to go down too. When we fire a volley? Any moment. There we go. Execution squad. Oh, what? You are kidding me. My general died in this battle against the only one to die in the engagement has to be my general against the foot artillery crew. My great general as well. I'm going to end the battle there. I'm not going to chase him any further. Has to be my great general. He was aging a bit, so maybe, you know, his hip went and, you know, sword thrust went badly. Damn it. Damn it, Ethan. I'm going to have to recruit a new one of you now. A new general will step up and take his place, but thankfully his final actions were to make a great defense, lose only 1,000 men, and kill over 4,000 of the enemy. So you know what, we'll take that. Goodbye, Mughals from this area, and they're pulling back. They've been dealt a stinging defeat, stinging blow. To try to engage the Marathans there, and it's turned badly for them. I now do have Mughal troops behind my lines, so I'm going to have to be careful with that. Heroic death. We're going to replace you, Ethan, with another general because you deserve to be replaced by Granville. Old chap already, relatively old, not as young as some of the other ones I've had. But we've done good there. We've done good. Pushing them back. Worried about this army though. I don't have many forces here anymore. I do have this large force though, so I will probably engage them, sally out and engage them with them, and then I can start pushing inland. Hopefully that is the plan. We need to replenish all these guys straight away, and if anything, guess probably recruit some more cavalry to make up for the ones we've just lost there. Recruiting those cannon, recruiting some more East India Company troops. But let's pop back to old Blighty. Bring down those Highland regiments. Assemble them outside Portsmouth, along with a few of these guys. In fact, all of them with the Yeomanry too. Let's send them off to India. Reasonable sized force now. Let's get them there as soon as possible. Sending them in. We'll send... I think we can just afford to send a 5th rate, to be honest. So we'll do that next time. Meanwhile, let's just quickly check what's going on in America. These guys here, hoping I can pull them all out. Ah, they should be fine next turn. Should go down. So now this whole army can take French Guyana. This fleet can go on its way to India. And we are good there. So, we're going to wrap up this part for now, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed. I do hope you can survive until October without any more Empire Total War. But it will return. As I said about the Genoa part, for whatever reason, it's crashing all over the place right now. I cannot get that save to work. I've even gone back a few saves to try and see if that can do it. But right now, I just don't have the time before Rome 2 unlocks in a few hours' time. So, I'll have to see what I can do about that later on in the week. PC and laptop buyers guides will be up again later on in the week when I get a chance. But tomorrow, I'm going to, well, or later today, the 3rd of September, whenever this video goes up, I'm going to be live streaming. So link to my Twitch channel is in the description. I'm going to be posting videos on YouTube all throughout the day. So do check them out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Comment, rate, subscribe. See you all again soon in some Rome 2 Total War Let's Plays. Ciao for now.